So we're at 8 o'clock according to my watch, and now we're going to talk about smartwatches. Now I want to give you some theory. I am what they call an early adopter. And I'm not just an early adopter, I'm a very early adopter. When I walked on this ship for the first time 6 years ago, I had my iPhone in my pocket, but I brought on this really dumb product that everybody looked at me and said, there is no way people are ever going to use this really dumb product. It was called an iPad. Now, here's a really interesting question. I bet you don't know the answer to this question. I haven't said this in my 6 weeks I've been back. Which came first, the iPhone or the iPad?
iPhone.
Most people think that the iPhone came first. The iPhone was released first, but the iPad came first. So the iPad was developed, and then Steve Jobs went and said, this is actually in the autobiography, in the Walter Isaacson biography. Steve Jobs just kind of said, I don't think people are ready for this. So they miniaturized it and made it a phone, and then they released the iPad about 4 years or so after the iPhone. And I had my iPad, and this was before the MacBook Airs or anything like that. It was a nice, light, thin tablet. Now, to give you an idea of where I come from perspective-wise, when I walked on this ship 6 years ago, in my office on deck 2, I had a Lenovo desktop. And I had a Lenovo desktop, and they said, this is what you use to do your work and your email. And I was just like, you're funny. You're funny. Unlikely. Then about 2 years later, I got a Lenovo laptop. And when I finally got in the position to rewrite my own job description, I said that I could use a Mac for work. We actually weren't allowed to use a Mac for work until I did that. But I'm kind of an early adopter. I have had a smartwatch of some way, shape, or form for at least the last 15 years. I'm one of the few millennials that would ever have a watch. Now, my first smartwatch, I want you to get some spectrum here. My first smartwatch was before I even had a smartphone. It was by Microsoft, and it was called the Microsoft Spotwatch. And it used FM radio to get the information. You had one of those? Yeah.
No, I don't have one, but I remember.
You remember? Yeah, it used FM radio. So it was like a $300 watch, and it would get updates a whopping 2 times per day. Via FM radio. This is when Blackberries were still the modern smartphone and people were still using, it's actually before the Blackberries, about 15 years ago or so, but that was the whole idea. And I've been using smartwatches ever since. Now, the first company to really make a smartwatch that worked along with your phone is a company that unfortunately no longer exists. It was called Pebble. I don't know if you've ever heard of Pebble. No. They were just bought by Fitbit. So they were just bought by Fitbit and basically gutted completely. It was a great company. They were on Kickstarter, and what they had is they had a screen that was like the Kindle screen. So it was a little screen like the Kindle screen, and you could read it outdoors, and it didn't need light, it didn't need anything like that, but that's what they had on there. Now, the concept behind the smartwatch has always been quick, glanceable information. We're going to get into the actual smartwatch in a minute, but I was out on yesterday, I was out in the Pitons on a catamaran, and I had executed a stock trade to sell T-Mobile stock at a certain price. I was doing a day trade on T-Mobile. I'm in the water by the Pitons. My watch goes bing, and I just smiled. Because I'm in the water by the Pitons, my phone is sitting back in the boat, safe and sound in the boat. Even though my phone is waterproof, I don't trust it, but I've got my watch, I hear bing, and then I smiled. And then I went and bought a couple more drinks at the bar for myself, because that was a very good transaction, to put it like that. But here's the idea behind a smartwatch. A smartwatch is a shortcut to information you need. A smartwatch is not going to replace your phone. Now, the reason I make that statement is this is a smartwatch that I got on Embarkation Day. So the day you guys got on, I got it. My mom brought it to me. That is designed to replace your phone. It's made by Google, and it's made by LG, and believe it or not, this watch is also a phone. It's an actual, you put in a SIM card, and it's its own phone, it has its own data plan and everything. One of the great benefits of this is it lasts about 4 hours, much like other Android devices out there. It's just not very good. I'm hoping it'll get a little better with software, but even like the bands on this are not interchangeable because the antennas are built into the bands. The antennas for the phones and everything like that are built into the bands. The problem with smartwatches is there really isn't a smartwatch that has all of the features, if that makes sense. So when you're looking at a smartwatch, if you have an iPhone and you want to try a smartwatch, the best answer is an Apple Watch. And here is my recommendation to you. Now, what you will notice is Every now and then you'll see Target put out a deal on the smartwatch, or Best Buy put out a deal on the Apple Watch, or anything like that. What I would recommend is if you're going to try an Apple Watch, you get it right from Apple. This is not from the ship. It's one of the reasons I won't sell Apple Watches on board, because here's the thing. An Apple Watch is not for everyone. If you get it right from Apple, you've got 14 days, no questions asked, doesn't matter in any way, shape, or form. If you don't like it, take it back to the Apple Store, return it, they'll give you back 100% of your money. So in my feeling, as long as you got a credit card, it's free to try an Apple Watch for 2 weeks. And I mean, that's the idea there. So unlike this little watch right here, which you see I can't remove the bands or anything, the whole brains of most smartwatches, right here. That's what runs the entire Apple Watch. So it's about the thickness of your phone, a little bit thicker than your phone, and all of the tech is right inside of this little screen right here. Now what it essentially is it's an extension of your phone. I'll give you another scenario. I said the pitons. The last cruise, I was up in the hot tub on deck 12. They have a crew night in the solarium. I do have to tell you one nice thing about Celebrity. I have friends that work for the other cruise lines and things like that. Every single 2 weeks, we say week, but every single 2 weeks, we close down one of the guest venues and we let the crew use it for the night. So we have solarium night. We had last night, we had a party in the Sky Lounge. We have movie nights in Celebrity Central and everything like that, which is what I really, really love. But I'm sitting in the hot tub a couple weeks ago. My phone is in my cabin on deck 2. I'm up on deck 12. I'm wearing my watch. And guess what happens? My watch rings. And I'm like, huh? My watch rings. So what was weird is my phone was still connected to the internet down in my cabin on deck 2, and my watch rang, and I took a phone call from my watch in the hot tub, to give you an idea. So a lot of these smartwatches have speakers, they have microphones, they have all of that tech built inside. When it's close to your phone, all of these smartwatches connect with Bluetooth. So when they're close to your phone, they connect with Bluetooth, but here's where things get interesting, is they can connect with Wi-Fi as well. So Bluetooth only works for about 30 feet or so, but they connect with Wi-Fi as well. Now, in a nutshell, what a smartwatch really gives you, we're all familiar with this screen. If you have an iPhone, you're familiar with that screen that shows you the time. And you pick up the phone and you see all those notifications that show right there. The idea of a smartwatch is it is a quick notification machine. So things that show up in notifications, you get on your wrist. If you need to act on them right away, you can act on them right away. My first week I was back on the ship, I hooked my work email up to my smartwatch, and I'm riding in the elevator, and it's like, oh, do that. I'm like, no. So I took my work email off of my smartwatch because that was the better way. I actually took it off of my iPhone as well, so I don't work after 9 o'clock at night because people get angry at me when I do that. But I want to show you the Apple Watch in its most basic form, and all the smartwatches are similar. So when you're looking at the actual Apple Watch, I think we see it on the screen, you've got a big old screen. Here's what's interesting about the screen. It is actually different than the screen that's on your iPhone. What is the primary color you see on that screen?
Black.
Yeah.
Black. Black is a color. So the primary color you see on that screen is black, and here's where this gets interesting. Why is it black? Because the type of screen that's on the Apple Watch does not require any electricity to show the color black. So when you're looking at any of these smartwatches, take even this one. This is the Samsung smartwatch. What's the primary color on that screen? It's black. So what it is how all these smartwatches can last all-day battery when they're really small is only the colors cost them anything to show. What I mean by cost is I mean cost in terms of battery life. So when I'm looking at it, that's why you primarily see the color black. Now when I go into my Apple Watch every time I need to put in a code, once I put in the code, as long as it stays on my wrist, it will stay connected. Why I put in the code is for something called Apple Pay. Have any of you ever heard of Apple Pay before?
Yes.
So if you have an Apple Watch, you can double tap on this side button, and you'll see I don't know why it says card available, but I will have my credit card right in there, and I can tap it on any payment terminal, and it'll allow me to do it. Now, the Android watches have the same thing. They have something called Android Pay. So you have Apple Pay, and you have Android Pay. The idea behind these things is they generate, when you use it, a single-use credit card number that is used one time and then can never be used again.
That's for security.
Yes. If you only paid with your Apple Watch everywhere, you can't, but I'm talking theory. If you only paid with your Apple Watch everywhere, your credit card number would be impossible to steal. because they can't duplicate a number that can only be used a couple times. What I think is very interesting, every year when I buy my iPhone, I go in with my credit card, I have them swipe my credit card when I go buy my new iPhone, and they know who I am, they transfer the phone number over and everything. The last year when I bought my new iPhone, I double tapped, paid with Apple Pay, and Apple didn't even know who I was. Just to tell you how secure it is Apple couldn't even tell who I was. But a lot of stores are refusing to accept Apple Pay. Because when your credit card number changes every time, can that store track you?
No, or what you buy.
They can't track you, they can't track what you buy. So a lot of stores are refusing to do it. I will tell you a big one that refused for a long time that's coming around to it is Target. So Target, CVS turned it off because they have the CVS care cards and they want to track what's going on. And the company that is against Apple Pay more than anything else is this little company called Walmart. Because they can't track your spending behavior if your number continually changes. So CVS accepted it first. Then they realized they couldn't track you, and they specifically turned off Apple Pay. You can still use the touchless credit cards and things like that allow you to track, but it is very, very secure. And what I think is interesting is, we're talking about Apple. If you have any Apple stock, it got above $140 a share today, to give you a little idea there. Apple has enough money to become a bank and run this on their own without Visa, without MasterCard, without any of those other ones like that. But all you have to do is take it and tap to a terminal. The best place for contactless payments in the world is the UK. Because all of their bank cards are already contactless. So if I go out in the UK, I just take my watch with me, boom, 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 boom. I just brought, when I go out in Southampton, I bring out with me this, which is my key to get on and off the ship, and my watch. I don't bring a wallet because I don't carry pounds, I don't do anything. Every single place in the UK accepts contactless payments. And one of my favorite Apple Watch stories ever, Apple Pay stories, I actually was in a strawberry theme park in Germany. They have a theme park dedicated to strawberries. Look it up in Google Photos if you wanted to. And I go ahead and I see there's a little wireless payment symbol on the terminal. And Apple Pay had not been announced in Germany yet. So I take my watch, I wave it in front of the register, and all of these German ladies that work in this little theme park start calling me a witch in German and wondering how I made the register forget that I owed it money because the transaction just went through. And I had to explain to these people that spoke no English that this was actually legitimate, and they didn't believe me, and I was detained by their security.
Oh my God.
I was detained by their security until I was able to pull up Apple's German website and show them that I'm not doing magic tricks. But most major banks and stuff, and the thing is, the banks love it. The people who hate it are the retailers, because here's the thing. It brings fraud down to essentially zero. Because you have to put in your code, and you have to have your device on you, and all I do is I double-click here. Hit the wrong button. I double-click here, and I've got the credit card right there. Hold near the reader to pay, and I can pay. Now I have the time. I have the circles, which we'll talk about in a minute. I have the date. My battery is pretty low. I'm at 60% on my watch, and I'm at 80% on my phone. So I have it configured so I can see what's going on there. And I have this little button right here. See that little button next to the time? That is actually a remote for my Apple TV. So instead of grabbing my remote, Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, his favorite feature, I don't think I'm going to be able to show you while I have this connected at the same time, his favorite feature of the Apple Watch is that he can control his Apple TV with it. So when I'm laying in bed, I have an Apple TV in my cabin. If I want to, tonight, I'm going to go up to the gym. I'm going to watch the new BBC America special on mountains or something like that. I'm really excited for that one, actually. I watched Islands. No, it's Planet Earth. You know the BBC Planet Earth?
Yes.
So BBC America had a new episode that came out last night. I'm going to watch that tonight. But I've got all this information here, and I can choose any types of watch faces I want. So this is one of my favorites. This is my mom's one. She uses this one. Let me find it. Mickey Mouse! And when I went to Mickey Mouse, I just decided to make my Apple Watch reboot because I never use Mickey Mouse. So give Apple Watch just a second to go on. Now I will let you know I do run beta software on my Apple Watch. So stuff that's not...
Network connection.
Thank you for talking to me.
Try again. I can't find a
okay,
network
Google.
connection.
Oh, I said, okay, Samsung or something. But here's the cool thing. I'm going to let that restart, and I can choose all kinds of different things as my background, as my backdrop, as different things like that. I'm going to give it a second to come back up. Now, while I'm waiting for it to come back up, and we're killing some time, I want to tell you there are 3 different types of Apple Watches. I'm going to show you some more features in a minute. They are all exactly the same on the inside, just like us. It's only the outside that's different. We're all the same on the inside. This is the mid-tier Apple Watch. This is the one that's got the stainless steel. Oh, this has stainless steel and sapphire glass. The only one higher end than that has ceramic and sapphire glass. So it's got a ceramic back and sapphire glass. And they make the Sport, which is a lighter model. Here's the problem. The Sport doesn't use sapphire glass. It uses the same glass that's on your phone. How many of you have a screen protector on your phone? And you have a screen protector on your phone. The glass on your phone is not curved. The glass on this is curved. So it's nearly impossible to put a screen protector on. And I'm going to show you, you're going to say, oh, I should get the, I'm going to show you a picture from my sister. I have to find it real quick. I don't talk to my sister that often. Let me see. There we go. This is my sister's old Apple Watch. No, other sister. This is Leslie. This is the one with the chip. There is her Apple Watch.
I was going to say, especially if it's ceramic, if you drop it.
No, the ceramic is very strong.
Really?
The ceramic one is extremely strong. It's very expensive. So you have aluminum, stainless steel, and ceramic. The right answer is stainless steel. But this was the aluminum because my sister didn't go with the stainless steel one. She wanted the pink one. They only make the aluminum in dark black. They only make the stainless steel in dark black or the other one. Yeah. Yes, they make them attractive, and we'll talk about bands and stuff in a few minutes, but I want to show you a little bit more about the watch itself. So I've got it right here. I have Mickey Mouse. Let me put in the code. Let's make him talk. And he actually talks. He says, it's 8:16. Good evening. We got there. And I can do Mickey, I can do Minnie, but I have all kinds of different faces. Now I obviously use the nerdiest one. This is called modular. And what you can do is you can choose what each little segment does. So you can put different apps and different things. You can put the weather in places. You can put other things in all kinds of different places there. But the thing I want to talk about is what I started talking about earlier. When you're looking at this, you notice that I have this thing that says cal, this thing that says minute, and this thing that says hour. These are what are called our circles. So me, my mom, and my sister all compete in circles, as well as the friend of mine who I sold my old Apple Watch to, as well as David, who's an iLounge manager on the other ship, as well as I got to add Vlad up in the fitness center because he got an Apple Watch earlier this cruise as well. And what you have to do is you have to fill your circles. Now you'll see, so far today, I'm not doing great. Well, I am doing great, but if you look, this middle circle is called my stand circle. That means that for at least 1 minute in 12 hours out of the day, I need to stand up and move around. Now you see I've already got 14 hours done there, so good on me.
Yeah.
I need to do at least 30 minutes of active exercise a day. I got 31 minutes.
Good.
I'm good. Those are two things you can't change. Those are the same for everyone, the 12 hours and the 30 minutes. The thing you can change is your exercise goal. I have to burn 650 more calories tonight before I go to sleep. Because I was going to go to the gym at about 1 o'clock when me and Ron got back from having lunch outside, but then a car chase started happening, and I wanted to watch the low-speed car chase in LA, and I was like, oh, this is going to be over in 10 minutes. 3 hours later, it's Google Photos class time, and Richie didn't make it to the gym. So
tonight's gym.
So tonight I have to go to the gym, and I have to burn 650 calories. That's about an hour and 10 minutes on the elliptical for me, to give you a little idea there.
And you put the calories in it? You change that?
So you can change the calories. What it will do is when you open up the Apple Watch for the first time, you open up this application that's going to say, how active are you? It's going to ask for your age and different things like that. The original calorie goal it gave me was 550 calories. When I had it set to 550 calories, I dropped about 6 pounds over like 4 or 5 months. So then I jacked it up to 750, and now I'm at 1,050. Now, I used to weigh close to 115 kilos.
Whoa.
So, or about 150 pounds. And I'm now, not 150 pounds, sorry, 250 pounds. 150 pounds, yeah, I'm a twig. 250 pounds. And you've never met Fat Richard? You saw me this afternoon. Yeah, some of you have met Fat Richard before. I was actually used to be a lot heavier, and there's a big heavy picture of me on the Equinox, and I dropped about 50 pounds. And the simplest thing is all I need to do every day is fill my circles. Now the circles, you can only see the circles for the current day on the phone, but on the watch, but I want to show you on the phone. So here's my circle for today. But here's where this is my circle for yesterday.
Oh, so your circles will feel.
So I filled my circles for yesterday, and I'm going to show you I filled my circles for the last
Wow.
Oh, very good.
92 days in a row.
Uh-oh. What happened
The-
on the 29th?
Well, that's the 29th of November.
Yeah.
The 29th of November, I got sick on the 27th of November, and I missed like 3 days there. Unfortunately, the Apple Watch doesn't let you cheat. So I missed about 3 days, but I've been filling my circles for 90 whole days every day, and I was 210 pounds when I left this ship before. So when I left the ship November 13th, I was 210 pounds. I am now like 193. So it's good. My goal was around 175-ish or so, and I am no longer obese. I'm just fat. So that's what we call an accomplishment. But what's really cool is, unlike any of these others will let you see what your activity is, all the other smartwatches. But the biggest smartwatch in the world is the Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch has kind of put Fitbit almost out of business. Fitbit's not profitable anymore. I can compete with anyone, so I can see in some parts of the world it's already March 2nd. So I have people that are in Australia and are in Thailand, which it's March 2nd and they haven't done it yet. But I have today, March 1st. You can see David did 151% of his goal. But understand, his goal was only 280 calories.
That's a smart goal.
My mom is at 64% of her goal right now. So she's she's actually a little better position, but her goal is only 750. My sister's 540. You can see I have the highest goal of anyone there, but I can track over time. And what's cool is when someone closes a goal, you get a notice on your watch. And it says someone you're following. You have to say you want to follow them. It says, your mom just closed a goal. And then you can go and you can say something to my mom. My mom, whenever I do my workout and I finish in the gym, I finish about 11 o'clock at night, she sends me a message that, good job, keep it up, and different encouragements and things like that. And you can also earn badges and achievements.
Does your partner have to agree with you following?
Your partner does have to agree with you following them. But you'll see, like, this is having a perfect month for December 2016. So that means I did all of my circles every single day for the month of December. I did all of my circles every single day for the month of January, and I did every single circle for the month of February, and also I did every single circle for 100 straight days. So I can go in and I can see them, and my nickname is Fat Tub of Lard. That's okay. But what's really cool is the Apple Watch is all about sensors. There's a heart rate sensor. There's a GPS sensor. There's a lot of different sensors. So when I go to sleep at night, my watch can actually track my sleep. And you'll see in the last 7 days, my sleep is at 91% recharge. It shows like batteries. My sleep was at 91% recharge. Last night I only slept for 5 hours and 44 minutes. Now those of you that have Apple Watches are sitting around here right now and going, how do you have sleep on your watch and I don't have sleep on my watch? That's the question you don't want to ask, because here's what's very cool. The Apple Watch has the ability to run apps on it. And here's where it makes different. Samsung Watch, wonderful watch. I love it. It actually has a really cool trick that the Apple Watch doesn't have. What's really cool is on the Apple Watch you have to touch the screen. On the Samsung Watch, the whole bezel actually moves. And that's a great way to navigate. Here's the problem, though. There's no apps for it. The Apple Watch has about 4,000 to 5,000 apps on it. And there's all kinds of different apps. So for those of you who already have an Apple Watch, I'm going to let you know the name of a good app that I've been using forever, it's called Auto Sleep. And that's the way I'm tracking my sleep, is with an app called Auto Sleep.
So your watch has to be on you.
Yes, you do have to have your watch on you. If you don't wear a watch at night...
Recharge it.
So when do I recharge it?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The battery in the watch is very small, so I will generally recharge my watch when I'm checking email. So when I go down to my cabin, I'll tell you, I have an office on deck 2. I have an office up here. So my office on deck 2 is for crew, when they have questions and stuff like that. I do have a crew office that I go to, so I split my time between the two. But the only place I can actually get work done is in my cabin, and I have a nice desk in my cabin, but you know where I actually get work done? In bed. I have a laptop, I put it in bed. So when I'm sitting in bed working, checking email, doing reports, different things like that, I take my watch and I put it on this little charging puck right here. I have the stand for it, which doesn't come with it, but that's, I think I bought it from Griffin. It's a little stand right there, but I can put it in. But I just put it there. I can zap it up if I put it, like when I came in today. When I came in about 7:30. My watch was at 30%. I just had it sitting on this stand, plugged into the computer, and it's already at 65%. So if you just sit down, you do something.
How long does it take to charge?
From dead, probably less than an hour, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, to give you an idea there.
If you wear it while you sleep, that's gotta be.
It'll last a good 2 days, though.
Good.
It'll last a good 2 days on your wrist, depending. The one variable that kills it more than anything else is GPS. Now, this has GPS, and it is also waterproof. So this is fully waterproof, totally waterproof. And what's really cool is just to show you how well Apple's thought this out, I want to show you a really cool thing. There's a lot to the Apple Watch, but one of the coolest things is how it gets water out of it. It actually has a special function just to expel water from the watch. It's a little water tool. And what it's going to do is it's going to make noise. Listen. That's a special frequency that pushes water from the microphone and the speaker. So
That's on the newer.
the newer watch, the Apple Watch 2, which is actually waterproof. The first generation is not technically waterproof, it's water resistant. I've never had a problem, but it's water resistant. The other nice thing you can do with the Apple Watch that I like to do is you can change the bands. Now, these are the fancy bands that only come with the Nike edition of the watch. I didn't buy the Nike edition of the watch, so how do I have the fancy bands that come with the Nike edition of the watch? Amazon! So I have 2 official sets of straps. I got the black ones with the watch and the orange ones because I love the color orange. I bought those. Those are the official Apple ones. I do like the color orange. But this is a full metal strap. And if I wanted to look a little more elegant here, I snap that on.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Yes, so with the same exact watch. So I have the body. And I can put
That
the
strap is
strap.
about like $100 or something.
Makes it dress.
Okay, so this strap, if you buy it from Apple, is, I believe, $450. This strap, which I bought off Amazon, was $27. So, yeah, so it's a $27 watch. Watch strap. I'll show you my mom's favorite one that she uses. This is what's called a Melanie's loop. And that's this little guy right here.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I can take this guy, put it on, and it's infinitely adjustable. So I slide that in there. I slide that in there.
Silver.
Yeah, well, I have the black watch, so I need the black. But it's infinitely adjustable here. And I go like this. That one, actually, this is a brand new one. This is actually one I just got. This one was about $50, but this is an exact copy of the Apple one that's $450. And when I say exact copy, it has the quick release mechanism that the Apple one has on it too. I think it probably comes from the same factory, to be completely honest. But I have a whole bunch of different straps. This one is just a standard leather strap. So if you wanted to use the leather strap, the reason I have on the Nike one is because I put it on a few weeks ago and it works the best because it's a lot harder. I can't put this on the stand in the correct way with any of these other ones on there, if that makes sense. Your question, yeah?
Yeah, depending if you choose a small size or
Yes,
a larger size,
good question.
you have to watch which bracelet.
So, here's the thing I would tell you. Depending if you choose the small size or the larger size, don't choose the small size. It's too small. It's too small. I know. What?
I have a little wrist.
You have a little wrist? Well, here's the cool thing. Technically, if you wanted to, you could wear it as a pocket watch. They make a pocket watch chain for the Apple Watch. The problem is the battery in the small one is smaller, and it'll only last about a day and a quarter. The bigger one has a bigger battery inside because there's more internal space. My mom got the bigger one. My sister didn't listen to me. She got the smaller one.
And cracked her screen.
Well, that's not...
Oh, different sister?
No, that's because my mom and my sister cheat on their Apple Watch, but that's a story for another. They figured out that they get more calories if they take the watch off and put it in their pocket because it gets the motion of the feet better, and that's how they cheat and get extra steps and get extra calories, but I shouldn't have told you that trick, but that's what they use. But here's the interesting thing. If you take away nothing other than this, what I want you to take away is that the watch is a shortcut to the information that's on your phone. If someone sends you a text message and you're sitting on the other side of the room, you don't have to go grab your phone. You just flick your wrist up and you see what's going on. It can do so much more. I have a stock trading application on this watch called Robinhood that allows me to actually make stock transactions directly from my watch. And what I love about that app is there are no commissions to it. So there's no commissions like from the big brokers. I'm going to show you this one a bit later on. I'll show you that app in the apps class we're going to do. But the idea is it is a shortcut to the information that is on your phone, because the evolution we have is laptops are replacing desktops. Yeah, laptops are replacing desktops. iPads are replacing what laptops used to do. These phones are gigantic, let's be honest. So ladies, you know, you have your phone, you put it in your purse if you want the gigantic phone with a nice camera. If you need to check something real quick, you just raise your wrist. This is designed for interactions that are less than 10 seconds. The problem is some people that make smartwatches take smartwatches too far. This is the one I joked about. This is not a smartwatch because it doesn't require you to have your phone with you. This has, you can take off the back of this, put a SIM card inside of it, make phone calls directly with it and everything like that. And they only made about 10,000 of these, and they've disappeared in the first set. I have another gadget coming on Embark. My mom brings me a new gadget that I order from Amazon every week. I have my, we're going to do a class. Anybody on next cruise? No. Nobody's back to back? Oh, a lot of people stay back to back. Nintendo just put out a new console called the Switch. And it's got all this really cool tech in it. And I'm going to do a Switch class one night next cruise. I don't have it yet. I would show it to you if I had it. I just don't have it yet. So it's coming on board. But if you have any specific questions about the watch, I'll stick around for a few minutes. But here's the best thing I tell you to go with. If it piques your interest in any way, shape, or form, and you live near an Apple store, which I'm sure most of us do, it costs you absolutely nothing to go pick one up and use it for 2 weeks. Now this is the thing, I'm going to tell you this, and they used to tell me this at Apple. The return rate in Apple is so low, has the highest customer satisfaction, that Apple will openly tell you, try the product for 2 weeks, if you don't like it, return it. I'm going to tell you an honest truth. The new MacBook Pro, when it came out, I don't know how many of you followed the Consumer Reports saying they didn't recommend it and all these different things like that. I had both a 13-inch and a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Yeah. That's over $5,000 worth of laptop. I didn't know which one I wanted, so I ordered both. Now, you're listening to an Apple shareholder here. I didn't know which one I wanted, so I ordered both, and I'm going to tell you the honest truth, is I returned both.
Oh, you returned both?
I returned both. And then, when I was happy with them solving the problems, then I bought another one. In the end of the day, Apple might have lost $7,000, let's say, in retail value over, I might have done, but they've kept me as a customer. That makes sense. That's the way to put it. The reason Apple is the most valuable company in the world is the way I put it. Anything in the Apple store you want to try, you can try for 14 days for free. It's not something we do on board the ship, and it's why I won't sell the Apple Watch on board. I'd love to have you spend your $350 onboard credit that you have to buy an Apple Watch, but an Apple Watch isn't for everyone, and that's why I fight purchasing it on board. Those of you that have it know the benefit of it. If you don't have it, you'll get the benefit of it. If you already, didn't you have a Fitbit or something like that? You had one? It tracks steps and more. It's got the GPS and more. It's got all of these things and more. That's the way I want you to think of it. It's all that and more. It is the best smartwatch you can buy, the best bang for your buck. Yep.
You know about Alive Core?
Huh?
You can put it on your iPhone in the back.
Yeah.
And it gives you an ECG.
Yes, I know about that. Yeah, maybe you showed that to me a while ago. Someone showed it to me. There's a case that does. You can get an EKG directly from your case. Here's the cool thing. Let me tell one last thing. The Apple Watch and the sensors that are inside of it can do a lot more than they already do, than they say they can do. Here's the problem, though. Other than heart rate, everything else is a regulated medical device and has to get approval from 17 different layers of security. It is one of the very good things, I'm going to say this on camera, one of the very good things that I believe the Trump administration will do is going to be to remove a lot of this red tape that comes to all of these companies, because there's a significant amount of red tape. Between me, you, and the lamppost, I'm going to tell you, this product, along with the original Apple Watch, can take your blood pressure and get your blood sugar as well with their sensors. But those things have not been FDA approved, so they can't turn them on. Because it takes about 5 years for something to get FDA approval to test all this.
What about third-party people? Can they write something for that?
You still can't. The sensors are locked down because Apple has to officially lock them down. Tomorrow night is not going to be about Apple. Tomorrow night is going to be about Google. I've been talking about Google, I've been talking about Google, I've been talking about Google. I want to show you Google's new products. Now, I'm going to show you Google's new phone. I'm going to show you Google's new version of Alexa. I'm going to show you Google's version of the Apple TV. And one of my favorite things, which, Vince, I got to tell you, just came back in stock a couple hours ago. So if you're looking for that Google Wi-Fi, remember I told you it was sold out? It's back in stock on Google Store. So, no, I have this thing called Google Wi-Fi. They're these 3 little pods you put throughout your house, and then you get Wi-Fi coverage throughout your whole house. It's called a mesh network. We're going to talk about that. It's something that we talked about in the tea time, and I said I'm going to talk about it later. I'm going to bring one up. Those are about $300, but I'm going to bring up everything, and I'm going to show you all the different gadgets, also how it integrates with Google Photos and other Google...
Toys.
What?
I don't need more toys.
Of course you always need more toys, because if you don't buy the toys, your kids are going to buy them anyway. So you might as well enjoy them. That's my feeling, if that makes sense.
True.
So that's it for tonight. I will see you back tomorrow night. We don't have anything tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow night at 8. If you have any questions about the Apple Watch, you want to try it on, I'm always wearing mine in one way, shape, or form. Bye!